Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to a live stream. And today's a special one. Today is the live Premier League predictions. So I thought to myself, usually I do make videos when it comes to predictions, but I thought to myself, let me see if I can go live and do it because I see many people do it. So I thought to myself, let me see if I can do it as well. So that is why I'm doing this live stream. I did tell you guys that I'm doing something special when it comes to Premier predictions, and you'll be able, and you're gonna find out very soon. And ta-da! Here I am doing my live Premier League predictions for game week number 16. So if you guys are watching the stream already, make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bonus notifications, and get active in the comments below. And I want to give you guys, I want to see you guys and give your predictions for this weekend's Premier League predictions because we're only halfway through. Today is game week 16, then next week is game week 17. So yeah, things are coming in thick and fast. And then next week, I believe it's the Cowboy Cup or is it the Champions League? I think it's probably the Champions League and then the Cowboy Cup. Yeah, because next week is that's the final one. Yeah, then the Cowboy Cup. So games are coming in thick and fast. So there we go. So so this weekend is game week number 16. So I'm going to show you guys the screen of the predictions for this weekend, and I will see what you guys think in the comments down below. So there we go. All right, so without further ado, let's start off with the Saturday's game, and that is Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. So as you can see, I've got here's myself, hello, and over there, if I can point it in that direction, sorry, and over there, can't seem to do it, but yeah, you can see what I mean. Over on your left hand side, I've got the screen for this weekend's Premier League prediction. So the first one is tomorrow at lunchtime, and it is Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Liverpool are in the title race. They're now 2 points behind. I think it's 2 points behind Arsenal, something like that. Let me just have a look. Yeah, they're 2 points behind Arsenal. And them and Arsenal are the only teams who have only lost one game. And in those games, they didn't deserve to lose. Because Tottenham got absolutely whopped. Yeah, in the game against Liverpool got absolutely whopped against Tottenham, and also got absolutely whopped against Newcastle. And both games were away from home. Like if that didn't happen, then Arsenal and Liverpool will remain unbeaten. But at least they've lost once. Of course, Arsenal have more wins than Liverpool, but that could all change because if Arsenal lose and Liverpool win, they go top of the table for the very, very first time. So yeah, that's why when these two face each other, I am certainly looking forward to it. So there we go. So yeah, Crystal Palace up against Liverpool. Now, of course, Crystal Palace lost 2-0 to Bournemouth, but I predicted 2-1. So I was this close to actually getting the 3 points. So there we go. But yeah, Crystal Palace aren't doing so well so far this season because they're in 14th and they are 7 points above the relegation zone. So Roy Hodgson, I mean, is it right that Crystal Palace sacked Patrick Vieira because he plays some nice football and he almost got Crystal Palace out of the mid-table. So to bring in Roy Hodgson was really strange. But last season, you have to say he done well with some parts, but this season hasn't been doing really well because Crystal Palace has managed 4 wins so far this season. They've drawn 4 and they've lost 7 and they're on 16 points. Now, here's the interesting bit. They can be above, they can climb above 14th place if they beat Liverpool. But that is not the case because Liverpool's away record other than the Tottenham game is still good. They've drawn against Brighton. They drawn against Manchester City. And who else? They drew against Chelsea. And who else did they drew to? Yeah, I've forgotten. I think that might be it. Oh yeah, Luton Town away. So yeah, Liverpool's if this was home, then I would have gone then yeah, Liverpool win. But listen, it's away from home. I mean Liverpool got that win against Sheffield United, which I didn't expect because listen, I did say if Liverpool win, that I wouldn't be surprised. But I would have thought that Sheffield United are going to get a shock win because new manager bounce and all that stuff. But they've ruined Chris Wilder's return as a manager. So there you go. So Liverpool, in some parts, can be a bit shaky at the back, but Kelleher is keeping clean sheets. And I did hear that Alisson is back for Liverpool, so that is great news. So yeah, there we go. And Liverpool don't have a good record. I mean, sorry, Crystal Palace don't have a good record against Liverpool, both at home and away. So yeah, we have that. So yeah, so imagine if Crystal Palace you actually beat Liverpool in their history, which they've never done. That would be amazing. But this Liverpool team, they're in the title ways. I just don't see that happening. So for my first ever prediction live on my YouTube channel, I'm gonna go for I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Liverpool. Actually, I'm gonna go for a 2-year. No, actually, I'm gonna go for 3-0 because I thought to myself, no, Crystal Palace. No, actually, no. I changed my mind. I was thinking 2-0. I don't know why. That's my final decision. I'm gonna go for 2-0 Liverpool. The goal scores for me is got to be. I'm gonna go for Mo Salah and I'm going to go for Cody Capel. And Mo Salah is 1 goal away. That is why it's 1 goal away from getting 200 Liverpool goals. So he is getting close to becoming a Liverpool legend. So he just needs to score that 1 goal. And I know he'll celebrate like crazy. He will take his shirt off, and I know he's gonna get booked, but he wouldn't care. So yeah, I say Mo Salah scoring and Cody Capel. And I see them keeping on the clean sheet because yeah, like I said, Liverpool on the title ways are 2 points behind Arsenal, and I cannot wait when these two face each other at Anfield. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So there we go. So yeah, 2-0 to Liverpool. Yeah, I mean they'll still continue to win unless other teams can end Liverpool's winning one because only Luton Town have only Luton Town have picked up a point, but many other teams couldn't do that against Liverpool. So, can Crystal Palace do what Luton Town did? That's the big question, you know. So, yeah, but listen, I don't think that's going to happen. So, that's why I'm going to go for 2-0 Liverpool in my prediction for that game tomorrow. So, there we go. So, yeah, Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 2. Right. The next one is Brighton against Burnley. Now, of course, Burnley got that beat Sheffield United, and that's where they sacked their previous manager and brought in Chris Wilder. Early on this week, who did they face again? Burnley. Oh, I forgot, you know. Who did they face? Oh, yeah, I think they faced Wolves or something like that. Yeah, Burnley faced Wolves, and yeah, it was 1-0 to Wolves. I have to tell you that Burnley, in some parts, have created a lot of chances in this game. Like they dominate possession, they had more chances, but they couldn't put it in the back of the net. And Wolves just punished them. Whereas Brighton, they got that 2-1 win against Brentford, which I did predict, so I got the 3 points. So there we go. So yeah, Burnley this season have got 2 wins against Luton Town and finally at home against Sheffield United. So bottom, so I believe both teams will definitely get relegated. Whereas for Brighton, they ended their winless one because they beat Nottingham Forest and they also beat Brentford, and of course they lost against Chelsea, but I think we're lucky in that game. So there we go. So yeah, for this game tomorrow at the Amex Stadium, it's so difficult because Burnley did really well against Wolves, but can they put that same performance as they did against Wolves and try and get that win? That's gonna be the question under Vincent Company. For this game, I see this being like a 3-1 Brighton win because even though Burnley got a couple of wins, I believe they're still bottom. Yeah, well, they're not completely bottom, but they are 19th, and they are. And guess what? If Burnley beat Brighton and Everton lose, they could potentially go above them. But their goal difference is so worse. So yes, I don't. So I think if Burnley win and Luton Town don't, they can be in 18th place and they can have a chance of staying out of the relegation zone. It all depends on the Chelsea if Chelsea can beat Everton. But listen, Brighton this season. The last 2 months winless, but the last couple of games have been improving. So for this game tomorrow, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Brighton win because I do see Burnley score because they score like a because they battered Sheffield United. But I think Brighton will get the job done and they will get another whole win because they never get back-to-back wins so far this season, especially at home. So I believe they're going to get back-to-back wins for the very first time, I believe, since August this year. So there we go. So yeah, Brighton 3, Burnley 1. The goal scorer for me, I'm going to go for, I'm not sure who, maybe GW16. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, that goal against Sheffield United was the quickest goal ever so far this season. 15 seconds on the clock, and J.Will Weiss has scored. So that is overall the quickest goal you will ever see so far this season. It's not the quickest goal in Premier League history, but it is this season. So anybody can beat that. We're gonna have to wait to see. So we're gonna have to wait to see. But yeah, 15 seconds into that game, and yeah. But I don't believe that's going to happen again because Brighton is never going to let that happen. So, yeah, 3-1 to Brighton is going to be our prediction. I think the goals go for me. I'm going to go for Pedro Neto, Matoma, and Ferguson, Ivan Ferguson. So those are going to be the goal scores for that game tomorrow. So, yeah, 3-1 to Brighton is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. kickoff. Oops, sorry, I never meant to do that. So yeah, Brighton 3-1. Who's this? Okay. The next one is Manchester United against Bournemouth. Now, this is interesting. Manchester United have played bad this season, but even though they beat Chelsea, the big question is, will Emery Hag stick to that same formation, drop Rashford on the bench, putting Garnacho on the left, Ante on the right, and Hoyland up top? Will he able to do that? Because if Rashford starts, then Bournemouth will win. But if he doesn't, then I believe Manchester United will win. So, yeah, Man United, I mean, look at this. I never thought I said this, but take a look. They're in 6th place. They're on the same points as Tottenham, and they are 3 points behind Manchester City. So guess what? If Manchester United win and Man City and Tottenham lose, Manchester United will potentially be in the top 4, and that's where we should be. But we're not doing that. You know, so far they've got 9 wins and 6 draws. So despite Manchester United being bad this season, they're back in the top 4 ways. You know, and not only that, they are now. Well, I don't think they're in the top title race, but they could. But if Man United be in the top 4 despite them, being bad this season, I think Emery Hart should stay. I think he should stay. So that's why, to me, that we should be where Manchester United are, but we are nowhere close to that position. So that's why, to me, this club is rotten from top to bottom. Like, I hate Manchester United, especially 10 years at Old Trafford since we haven't got that win. It's just absolutely horrendous. It's going to be 11 years. So there we go. But they're up against Bournemouth, which in the last couple of games have been looking really good. I mean, they got that win against Crystal Palace. They drew against Villa. They beat Sheffield United. They beat Newcastle. So yeah, they beat Burnley. So Bournemouth over the last couple of games have been looking really good. And if you look at the table, they are in 15th. And like I said, if Bournemouth win and Chelsea lose, they could potentially go above us. It depends on the goal difference. So there we go. So Bournemouth for me. I don't think Bournemouth are going to get that win, but it all depends if Rashford starts in this game and if Emery Hag will stick to that same formation and stick to that same tactics of when they beat Chelsea. Because if they were clinical enough, that game could have been 5 or 6. And I was disappointed because if that actually happened, these players will feel the pain and anger and the suffering that I had to go through when I was watching that game. So there we go. So yeah, Manchester United against Bournemouth. I mean, it's really close to call because Bournemouth have been scoring goals, in the last 3 games. but I see Man United getting a win. So for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for. Should I go for 2-1 because Bournemouth? I've been. Should I go for 3-1? Because Man United are still awful, but they did really good against Chelsea. So I don't know what to predict. I really don't know. But for this game, I think I'm gonna go for a Manchester United win of. I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna say 2-1 because I think they will win, but I think they'll create most of chances, but I don't think they'll be clinical enough like the game against Chelsea. So yeah, the Bournemouth goal score, I think I'm gonna go for Dominic Solanke. For Manchester United, I'm gonna go for Scott McTominay once again because he's the top scorer, and I'm gonna go for Garnacho. So yeah, those going to be the goal scorers for that game. And before I continue, I'd like to say Manchester United have won 3 trophies in the month of November. Garnacho goal of the month, against Everton, no doubt about that because I voted for that one, and that's going to be the goal of the season and potentially the Puskas Award. Errington Hogg, manager of the month. 3 wins, no defeats, no draws, and I voted for him. So there we go. But the player of the month, I mean, Harry Maguire, I mean, wow. I didn't expect that. I didn't vote for him, don't get me wrong. But is Harry Maguire looking like the player that he was from Leicester City? Because so far he's been really doing well defensively. I have to say, he has been doing absolutely well defensively. So yeah, if Harry Maguire keeps this up, maybe he should be in the England squad. If he can keep this up. If he doesn't, then he should be out. He should be out, even though I think he will do well in the England game. So there we go. So yeah, so for this game tomorrow, I'm just gonna go for it's not gonna be a boring game, but it's not gonna be a high scoring game for that one. So yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-1 Manchester United. It's gonna be a tight one, but I believe they'll get the job done. Like I said, if Tottenham don't win and Man City don't win, Manchester United will be above Tottenham and the same points Manchester City. So there we go. Who would have thought that could happen? And imagine if Manchester United be above Manchester City. Boy, oh boy, that has never happened before, ever in their life. So yeah, so I'm gonna go for 2-1 to Manchester United. So there we go. Right, the next one is Sheffield United up against Brentford. Now, of course, Brentford did lose against Brighton, and Sheffield United lose against Liverpool, which I didn't expect. Chris Wilder is still the manager, but they're still bottom of the table because they've only have 1 win this so far, and that was against Wolves. They only had 5 points so far this season, and they're still looking to be worse than Derby because overall, their relegation they got 6 points. Yeah, and if Sheffield United keep losing and losing and losing, they'll become the worst team in Premier League history when it comes to relegation. So Sheffield United needs to seriously improve, because they have 5 points off of 17th. So the only way for Sheffield United to really be out of the relegation zone is that if they can is to not only beat Brentford, but also get a couple of wins and make sure that other teams drop off. But if Sheffield United continues like this, then I think they're definitely going to get relegated alongside Luton Town and Burnley. And I can't remember teams that have been promoted to the Premier League actually get relegated, in the Premier League. So if you guys can remember the last time, then let me know in the comments down below. But to me, I can't remember that 3 teams got promoted, from the Championship and then end up getting relegated in the Premier League. That has never happened before. So yeah, but back to this game. Brentford, Sheffield United, I'm not sure if they can handle low blocks because that's what Brentford do. That's what Brentford do, especially away from home, So yeah, for this game, sorry guys, excuse me. So yeah, for this game on Saturday at 3 p.m., I'm going to go for the same scoreline of what Liverpool did against Sheffield United. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Brentford win because I feel like Brentford will bounce back after that defeat against Brighton after taking the first lead. and plus Sheffield United, despite them, bringing in managers, they still are bad. And like I said, I thought we were going to see Sheffield United getting a shock win against Liverpool, but that didn't happen. Of course, they created some chances, but overall, they were awful in that game. So yeah, Brentford, I think they're going to dominate Sheffield United. And they're gonna continue Sheffield United of getting worse and worse and worse. So I don't see Sheffield United getting a clean sheet for this one, and I don't see it scoring against Brentford. So I'm going to go for 2-0. I think I heard that Birmingham got injured during the Brighton game, so that's not good. And there's no Ivan Tony. So the big question is who's going to the big question is who's going to be playing up top. Now I did hear with Swissa, but is he a striker? That's what what's the manager's name again? I've forgotten now. Not Chris Wilder, sorry. Who is the Brentford manager again? Yeah, Thomas Frank. So Thomas Frank needs to decide who's going to be playing up top since Obama got injured. So, but listen, I still think Brentford will get the job done. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Brentford win on that one. So yeah, the goal scorers, I'm going to go for Wisap, and I'm probably going to go for I don't know who else, and I think that might be it. So yeah, 2-0 to Brentford. It's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow evening. So there we go. Right. The next one is a Midlands derby. Wolves West versus Nottingham Forest East. So West Midlands versus East Midlands. So this is a Midlands derby. Now, Nottingham Forest have been looking very poor in the last couple of games, especially at home. They are now 4 points, just 4 points above the relegation. And if Nottingham Forest lose and if Luton Town win the next game, the same goes for Everton, and Nottingham Forest don't, they could be back. They could be in the relegation zone. And plus, I did hear that after that the defeat against who did Nottingham Forest lost to? Oh yeah, after that humiliated defeat against Fulham when they got destroyed by Fulham 5-0. I did hear if Nottingham Forest lose against Wolves tomorrow, then Steve Cooper could be sacked. And they could be another manager, in a week's time. So Steve Cooper needs to get that win. Otherwise, he's going to be in big trouble by the owners. So, yeah, for this game, I can see another Forest loss, unfortunately. I'm so sorry because, listen, Wolves have been really good at home. If we take a look at the last home game, I believe they've beaten Burnley 1-0. So yeah, look at that. They beat Burnley 1-0. They beat Tottenham 2-1. They drew against Newcastle, Aston Villa. They beat Manchester City. So yeah, who else did they beat? So yeah, Wolves have been okay at home this season, but especially the big teams and all that stuff, they have a good record at home. So that's why, to me, in the Midlands derby, I can see this game being like a Wolves win. So for this game tomorrow, I don't think Nottingham Forest are gonna score in this game. So I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Nottingham Forest. Wolves win, and I think they'll win the Midlands derby. Raheem Chan for me will score, and who else will score? Probably what's this guy's name again? Adama Traore. I'm not sure if he's still at the club though, but I think he's most likely to score. So I'm going to go for Adama Traore and Wanky trying to score for Wolves against Nottingham Forest. So there we go. So yeah, I see this being another loss for Forest, and I see Steve Cooper getting the sack. So unless he can prove me wrong, then that's fine. But for this one, I don't. But for this one, I think he's gonna get another loss, unfortunately. So there we go. So yeah, 2-0 is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, so that's the final 3 p.m. kickoff. And then last and not least, we've got it's not like a huge game, but it's a great game. Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Una Emery's ex-manager, is going to be facing Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Now, here's the interesting thing. Aston Villa and Aston Villa, for the very first time, are in the title race because they are 2 points behind Liverpool and they are 4 points behind Arsenal. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yeah, Aston Villa being the title race. And David, shut the door, please. Shut the door, please, because I don't want to hear. So yeah, Villa on 2 points behind Liverpool and also 4 points behind them. So guess what? If Villa beat Arsenal and Liverpool don't beat Crystal Palace, not only will Aston Villa be above Liverpool, but they'll be 1 point behind Arsenal, and the title race could be on. And nobody expects, especially me, would have ever thought that Aston Villa will be in the title race. Yeah, especially under Una Emery. And this where we should be for the amount of money that we spend. If Una Emery was at the Chelsea manager, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. He's not an elite manager, but he has won something, and he has got Villa potentially finishing in the top four for the very first time since they last won a European trophy. So there you go. So this is where Una Emery, if Aston Villa finish in the top four and they're in the title race, then I think Una Emery gets the manager of the season for me, because I wanted to give it to Mikel Arteta and all those teams, but I'm going to give it to Una Emery because nobody, even me, expected Aston Villa to be in the title race and potentially finish in the top four and be above Manchester City, which they have done since they beat the 1-0. And in that game, yeah, it could have been more. Just like Manchester United were clinical enough against Chelsea, Villa wasn't clinical enough against Manchester City, because Aston Villa have made Manchester City their worst performance ever under Pep Guardiola. Because guess what? Aston Villa had 22 shots, I believe, or maybe a bit more than that. Man City only had two. Only two. Like, that's got to be Manchester City's worst ever performance, yeah? And many Manchester City fans are fuming. So, like I said before, when I went on there for a foul, people laughing at me saying that, oh, you're a waffle, you don't know what you're talking about. But listen, when Chelsea drew against Manchester City, have they won any of the? Have they won any game? No, because they drew against Liverpool, they drew against Tottenham, and they lost against Villa. So no wins in 4 games after Chelsea drew against Manchester City. So this where people should realize that you can call me waffle all you want, but I'm speaking pure facts. Because without Rodri, yeah, they had 4 defeats, yeah. Wolves, Arsenal. Who else did they lose to? Yeah, Wolves, Arsenal, and Villa. Wait, yeah. So without Rodri, Man City are in deep trouble. So that's why I had to go for Villa win. But I did say 2-1, so I only got a point. But Rodri is back. Now, Rodri needs to seriously be careful because in those games, he cannot get booked and he cannot get a red card because otherwise he's gonna make Manchester City be out of the title race and not finish in the top four. So this way, Rodri and some of these players need to stop making silly fouls. So there we go. But I'll talk about Manchester City in a moment. Focus on this game. Arsenal, of course, they're top of the league. And that game against Luton, 7-goal thriller. Honestly, like I would have loved that Arsenal fans here because I was thought to myself, beat Luton Town is for everyone because Chelsea did it. Liverpool couldn't do it. Tottenham won't manage to do it, but not really. So I would have laughed at them. But listen, like I said, also got that winning mentality, and that's why they deserve to. If they don't win the league, then honestly, Mikel Arteta is a fraud. He's an absolute fraud. So there we go. But they still have that winning mentality. They don't give up. And plus, this is going to be a very difficult game for Arsenal because Villa have got 16 home wins in a row. If they beat Arsenal, that will be the 17th consecutive home win, and that will be the first time that this happened over 145 years ago. That is way long, ever since all of us were born in this earth. So yeah, but the only time where Una Emery didn't win at home was when Arsenal beat them 4-2. So the big question is, will Una Emery get revenge on Arsenal and get that and continue that home win? We're gonna have to wait and see. But maybe I might be able to do that live watch along for that one tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. It's going to be a fantastic game. It really is. So yeah, for this game, I wanted to go for like a Villa win, but because Arsenal got that winning mentality, I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for a. It's gonna be a tight one. It really is because I think Villa will create chances, but I think Arsenal's defense will handle it, especially the likes of Gabriel and William Saliba. So for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Arsenal win because it's really going to be a tough game. It's a really good game. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a tight game because, like I said, Aston Villa want revenge on Arsenal. And like I said, if they beat them, they got 1 point. But Arsenal, they cannot afford to bottle this. They only lost like 2 games in the entirety of the season. No, actually, 3 no competitions. West Ham, Lens, and Newcastle, which should have never happened. So there we go. So yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 Arsenal. The goal scores for me, I'm going to go for Gabriel Jesus and maybe Jorginho. For Aston Villa, I'm going to go for Ollie Watkins, and that is it. So yeah, so that game is going to be it's going to be a really good game to watch, and I'm certainly looking forward. I'm certainly looking forward to doing a live watch along. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Yo, Billy Randall Clips, how are you? And yes, it is Thomas Frank. Thank you so much for reminding me. So yeah, as you can see, I'm doing this excuse me, a live Premier predictions, and this is game week number 16. So I want you to give me your predictions in the comments down below so far, because as you can see, in case you missed it, I've gone for Liverpool win of 2-0, Brighton win of 3-1, Man United win of 2-1, Brentford win of 2-0, Wolves win of 2-0, and 2-1 to Arsenal. So those are my predictions for so far for Saturday's games in the Premier League. So yeah. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, the Arsenal one. So yeah, 2-1 to Arsenal is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. I feel like it's going to be. I feel like Aston Villa will make it tough for them, but I think Arsenal get that job done because they have that winning mentality. They know how to win games under Mikel Arteta. So there we go. So yeah, 2-1 to Arsenal is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. So those are Saturday's games. Now let's move on into Super Sunday's games. Now, for all of them, I'm not sure which one will be live on TV. It might be Fulham against West Ham United because the London derby, but it could be Everton, Chelsea, or I don't know, Luton Town, Manchester City. Let me check. Let me just go to Sky Sports and I'm going to see which one they're going to do live. Give me 1 second. Let me just have a look. Let's see. Oh yeah, that one. Sunday. Go to Sunday, I beg. Which one they do live? Okay, it's Luton Town versus Manchester City. So so Luton versus Manchester City will be live on TV. So there we go. But I get to them in just a minute. The first one is Everton against Chelsea. Honestly, guys, not looking forward to that game because Everton got that win against Newcastle. They beat them 3-0. Of course, it should have been more because Everton won clean enough. Of course, they scored 3 late goals in that game yesterday against Newcastle. And the reason why I'm not looking forward to this game is because, yes, last season we beat them, but Jorginho scored that penalty and that was it. And that was the most boring 1-0 win you will ever see. You will ever see. And that was last season. But before that, there were draws. Losses all around. We've got like, let's see, 2018 to 19, 2017, 18, 2018, 2019, 2021, 22. Yeah. So in the last, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So in the last 7 games, we only had 2 wins against Everton at Goodison Park. 2 wins. And we never get back-to-back wins against Everton at Goodison Park because when we did that, because when we beat them at Goodison Park on the turn Conte, it was a draw. So we never get back-to-back wins against Everton. And yeah, going to Goodison Park in that is because Everton is going to play a low block at home, like Brentford did against us, like Nottingham Forest did against us. And we know that we always struggle when it comes to low blocks. So We need to find a way to stop that because that's what we lose games for. You know, the only way to beat Chelsea is that if you dominate us or if you play a low block, because we struggle to do that. Yeah. And it comes to chances created, we just can't put it in the back of the net, you know. So that's why for that game against Manchester United, at halftime, we should have taken a lead because Jackson missed that chance, Mudryk missed that chance, Sterling, Enzo, all of them missed that chances, and all of them turned up when I wanted them to be against Manchester United. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know what to say or think anymore. I'm just tired. I mean, Poch, I'm just done with him. The players, I'm done. The owners, I'm done. I mean, I'm not Poch out, but I'm Poch out. And honestly, if you what I watched his interview after this game, and you know what he said that really annoyed me. He said, he's not disappointed. He's not angry because the boys gave everything. Are you dumb, Poch? Are you fucking dumb? Do you think the boys gave everything on Wednesday? You know, if we would have lost that game, but showed heart, fight, decide, passion, and give 110% on that pitch, then you can say that. Then I will be disappointed. I'll be proud of the team, but none of them turned up. We got absolutely dominated, yeah, by Manchester United. Their midfield they just dominated our midfield. One pass, Enzo and Cancelo. And you're telling me the boys the boys gave everything. I mean, honestly, we are seriously going back to Graham fucking Potter again. We are safely going back to him. And you know what happened to him? He got sacked. Like every time I just hear Pochettino excuses, it just gets me over the edge. Like, how did the boys give everything and we deserve to win? Tell me. Because I don't think we deserve to win. And like I said before, we got lucky, yeah, that Man United game, that's two goals sliced Chelsea because it should have been more. It should have been more. And now people need to realize why I didn't want Poch in the first place. I have doubts about him because he's a decent manager, but he's not a lead manager. He ain't better than Klopp. He ain't better than Arteta right now. He ain't better than Pep. He ain't better than Emery Ten Hag. He ain't better than those clubs. And he's keep on chopping changes and put players in the one position. Like, why? Does he want to get himself sacked? Because honestly, like, this club is just an absolute mess. And guess what? We are nowhere near, yeah, finishing the top 5, yeah, let alone the Europa League or even the Conference League. We're not nowhere near that stuff because we're closer to the bottom than the top. We're close to that. And guess what? Everton, yeah, if they didn't get their points deduction, guess what? Yeah, they're on 10 points. Yeah. If they didn't get that 10 deduction, they'll be on 20 points because 10 plus 10 equals 20. And guess where they'll be right now? They would have been above Chelsea, yeah, by 1 point. And if they would have been Chelsea on Sunday, yeah, they would have been 4 points ahead of us. Yeah. And you know what the worst thing is? Everton still got more wins than Chelsea this season. Yeah? More wins, including the 2023. Yeah? 10 wins. Yeah? 5 wins in 2023. It's not good enough. Yeah? It really isn't. Everton got 6. We got 5. And if Everton beat us, they'll get 7 wins and we'll get 5. And guess what? Everton are close to us. Yeah? Because if they also win, they'll be 6 points behind Chelsea. And that should have never happened. Never happened. And like I said, if Brentford, we're on the same points as Brentford. Yeah? Same points. If Brentford, Fulham, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and many other teams win those games, we'll go from 10th to 14th. Or maybe 15th. We'll go to those places. Depending on the goal difference. But we could drop further and further down below the table. And this is what I'm saying about the owners, not about the owners need to take the blame. And if they keep on doing this year, then us fans need to put up the banner and say, we want Body out. So we want Body out. Because he's winning Chelsea Football Club. He's won the club that I supported since 2004. Yeah? During the 19th season, it wasn't this bad. It wasn't, because we were winning trophies and just, it wasn't this bad. This season, we're winning nothing. We're not finishing the top 4, landing on the top 8, or let above mid-table. We're either going to finish 12th or below that this season. And guess what? Yeah, we are 10 points above the relegation. If we keep losing those games and not winning the relegation, then I'm gonna be poached out. That's when I'm gonna be poached out. If he keeps on making the stupid mistakes and his game management is poor, the lineup was one and substitutions are wrong, then I'm gonna be poached out. Yeah. By if we get close to the relegation zone, because this cannot continue. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable and it's idiotic. It really is. So yeah, back to this game. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really not. Because Everton are going to play low block and they're going to beat us. So yeah, for that game, I don't see us scoring and I don't see us getting that way. So I'm going to go for Everton 1-0. I, I mean, I think Chelsea will dominate this game like we did against Brentford, Nottingham Forest, and all that stuff. We'll create more chances, but I don't see us putting in the back of the net. I'm not looking forward to that game. Everton will score, they will defend all their lives, and that's how they're going to win. That is how they're going to win. I'm not looking forward to that game. Yeah. And plus, the Chelsea Women's game, of course, Arsenal at 12:30 p.m. So I might gonna be going. I might So when once it's 2 o'clock here and that game's still going on, I'm gonna give you guys like a bit of a double life watch along because to me, I want to spend more time watching the women's team than the men's team. I want to spend that time because Arsenal women are a great side and we don't have a good record at the Emirates. But the fact that we got so many world-class players in that team, I got so much confidence, yeah, going to the Arsenal game at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday. I'm looking forward to watch the women's game than the men's game. And that's a pure fact. Simple. And no one can tell me otherwise. Yeah. Nobody. It's as simple as that. So yeah. I'm looking forward to this game. 1-0 Everton. I think Decoy is going to score, and that might be it. Or maybe David Cavalier. I'm not sure he's going to score, but they'll get the win. Our record there is going to be worse. It's not going to be great again. Yes, we beat them last season, but that was under Thomas Tuchel. This time, we ain't going to beat Everton at Goodison Park yet again. So, yeah, 1-0 to them. I'm not looking forward to that game. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Let me just see if there's any comments. Okay, not yet, but hopefully I'll get some later on. But yeah, 1-0 to Everton is going to be my prediction for that game on Sunday. So yeah, that is simple as that. Right. The next one, I'm going to go. The next one is Fulham against West Ham United. Now, of course, both teams won those games. So this is a London derby. It's West versus the East. Now, West Ham got that 2-1 win against Tottenham. So they won a London derby. For Fulham, they've got that 5-0 win against Nottingham Forest, which they overall were a really bad team. So yeah, focus on these two, especially the London derby. I mean, West Ham have been doing well in London derbies. They beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. They beat Chelsea in the league. They beat Tottenham yesterday. So yeah, this could be working in their favor because London so far is claret and blue. Ain't blue, ain't red. It's claret and blue because West Ham are doing so far in a London derby. So there we go. So for this game, it's going to be very difficult to predict because can Fulham get that? Can Fulham, get another home win because they haven't got back-to-back wins, home wins so far this season. So there we go. So the big question is, can they do it again? That's going to be the big question. And for Fulham, we do what Tottenham did, when they were 1-0 up and then they've lost and then they've lost the game. That's going to be the question, on the Marco Silva. So there we go. So yeah, since West Ham do well in the London derby this season, I'm going to go for 2-1 to West Ham. I feel like they're going to get another London derby win, especially away from home when they beat Tottenham 2-1. And I think Fulham will score first, and that game will end 1-0 to Fulham. And then I think in the second half, West Ham will have more control of the ball, create lots of chances, get those 2 goals, and get the 3 points. So I think West Ham are going to get another London derby win. So I'm going to go for 2-1 to West Ham. The goal scorers, for Fulham, I'm going to go for probably Bobby Deacon over Reed. For West Ham, I'm going to go for Jude Bowen and also Giles Bowen has broken the Premier League record. He loves away games. He's the only player yet to score seven consecutive away games where he scored goals away from home in all away games. He's managed to score. So I believe he'll score again, Giles Bowen. And the other goal scorer, I'm going to go for maybe maybe James will pass because Fulham normally concede free kicks or set pieces. So yeah, I'm gonna go for John Bowen and I'm gonna go for James will pass to score those goals for West Ham United to make it 2-1. So yeah, that's gonna be my prediction for that game on Sunday. London Derby, 2-1 to West Ham. So there we go. Right. Another game which is interesting is Luton Town up against Manchester City. Now, like I mentioned before, Man City are winless in the last 4 games, drawing 3 times and losing once. For Luton Town, they were this close to actually getting the win or perhaps getting a point against Arsenal, but Declan Rice scored a late winner and that broke in Luton Town's heart. So there we go. Luton Town, they're starting to pick up really good, decent form at Kenneth Road. But listen, Manchester City cannot afford to lose this game. They just can't. Because, like I said, if Man City lose and Tottenham and Man United beat them and win those games, Man City could go from 4th to 6th. So yeah, Pep Guardiola needs to seriously get that win. Man City cannot bottle this one. They just can't, because Luton Town have been really good this season, but they're in the relegation zone. So yeah, so Manchester City cannot afford to bottle and lose this one. They just can't. Otherwise, Pep Guardiola is under some serious pressure. I don't think you're going to get sad, but he's under some serious pressure because them team want to really break the Premier League record from winning the league 4 times in a row, but they cannot do that if they keep on losing games. So Man City need to bounce back and get those 3 points. So for Manchester City, though, I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet, but it's going to be a very difficult game for them because I think Luton Town will have a plan to frustrate Man City a lot, but I think Man City will dominate possession, and I think they will bounce back, and they have to, If they don't, then they're in trouble in terms of the title race. They really are in deep trouble. So for this game on Sunday, I'm gonna go for Manchester City win of probably I'm gonna go for 2-1 because I wanted to go for 3-1, but I thought to myself, now Man City don't do too well against teams away from home who are in the relegation zone. So yeah, so for that game, I'm going to go for 2-1 to Manchester City. The goals go for me. I'm going to go for Phil Foden and Haaland. For Luton Town, I'm going to go for Adebayor to score for Luton Town. So yeah, I think Luton Town will score, but I think Man City will bounce back, and they have to. And I think that they're going to get the 3 points. So yeah, it's another game where they can lose away from home, especially what they did against Aston Villa. So yeah, in that game, that was the worst performance. So they seriously need to bounce back. They just cannot lose. They just can't. So yeah, 2-1 to Manchester City is going to be my prediction for that game on Sunday. And then the final game, let me just see if there's any comments. Not yet. Then the final game, a huge game, the game of the weekend. It's Tottenham Hotspur against Newcastle United. Now, Tottenham Hotspur are absolute bottle jobs. In the last 5 games, against Chelsea, against Wolves, against Manchester City, against Villa, and against against West Ham United, they took the lead. When it comes to winning games, that's been done that, And Tottenham are the first team, in Premier League history, to drop points after taking the lead, after winning positions. They're the first team to do that because no team has ever gone take the lead 5 games in a row and then didn't win. So that's why Tottenham are absolute bottle jobs. And I mean, I don't think they're going to sack it. I don't think it's under some serious pressure. But playing a high line, it's not gonna be good enough. Yes, he's got injuries and suspension and all that stuff. But playing a high line, if he continues like this, then he's going to be under some serious pressure. Because how comes You didn't play those games before the Chelsea game, and you decide to do that for the Man City game, for the Fulham game. Because if he keeps on doing that, then Tottenham going to end up losing after losing after losing. And Newcastle, yes, they got absolutely destroyed by Everton, but they know that Tottenham have been absolute bottle jobs. They really are, So yeah, I feel like this game is going to be another game where Tottenham take the lead, but they end up losing because that's what Spurs are. They're bottle jobs, and that's why they called Spursy. That's why they call Spursy because, and it's even in dictionary because they just don't know how to win everything, and they don't know how to win games when it comes to take the lead at half time or something like that. Like Tottenham are absolutely bottle jobs. And I predicted them to beat West Ham United, but I wouldn't be surprised West Ham win because Tottenham just absolute disgrace. They really, really are. So yeah, for this game on Sunday, a huge game, and that's not going to be the game we're going to be watching because I'm only going to do Everton Chelsea, and that's going to be it. That is going to be it for that one. So yeah, for this game on Sunday, a huge game. I'm gonna go for a 2-1, sorry, a 2-1 Newcastle United win. Because like I said, Tottenham will lead at half time, but I think Newcastle will have more control of the ball. They will, sorry, team a second, guys. Yeah, they will have more control of the ball and they will just put absolute Tottenham to shame. And guess what? If like I said, if Newcastle win, they could go above Tottenham, and Tottenham can and if Tottenham don't beat Newcastle and the rest of the teams like Brighton and all those stuff win, they could go from fifth to ninth. I mean, that is crazy. Or sorry, eighth because of West Ham's goal difference. And imagine after being top before the Chelsea game, and then of being eighth after not getting the wins of Manchester City, Wolves, Villa, and all that stuff. Imagine from first to fifth to now eighth on Sunday. I mean, that would be an absolute disgrace. Like this way, for Tottenham fans to be saying, "Oh, you're definitely going to win the league," you need to humble yourself. Yeah, you need to humble yourself and think to yourself, "Why did I say that? Why did I say that?" Because if I was a Tottenham fan and I said that, and I said those things, people be laughing at me, and I deserve that. Because those fans that say you guys are going to win the league, you've been deluded. Because imagine if your players get injured and you haven't signed players that can be like Madison or Mickey van der Ven. Imagine what happens. And guess what? It happened again against Chelsea. Ever since then, they've been falling off. So this where Daniel Levy need to back Ange and spend some money, because if we don't and Tottenham don't end up winning everything and just being in ninth place or maybe below that, then that could be the worst season on the Ange. So yeah, Tottenham. So yeah, Daniel Levy needs to get things right because so far he's been sacking managers, bringing didn't spend a lot of money or bringing players that can be like Harry Kane, that can be like Madison and all that stuff. So Daniel Levy need to take some of the blame. So yeah, it just needs to improve. Like Tottenham just need to stop doing this. If they want to win games, just create your chances, put in the back of the net, just try and hold on, and then you see that you won the game. But I can see Tottenham just end up botting like they did against West Ham, Villa, Wolves, Man City, Chelsea, and all that stuff. I can see that happening again when they go 1-0 up at halftime and then they end up losing again. So yeah, no wins in five. This is their sixth game, and I believe it's going to be another game where they don't win. So it's going to be no wins in six. And big especially because he was talking about Jackson 5, and he was saying that he does want to see his team to be like Action Jackson, but it looks like they are because no wins in 5 games, which is absolutely abysmal. It really, really is. So yeah, 2-1 to Newcastle. The goal scorers, I'm going to go for Alexander Isak and Anthony Gordon. For Tottenham Hotspur, I'm going to only goal scorer. I'm going to go for Heung-min Son, and that's going to be it. That is going to be it. So yeah, 2-1 to Newcastle. It's going to be my prediction for that game on Sunday. Looking forward to that one. I'm not going to watch it, but I will watch the highlights. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on that game on Monday. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, 2-1 to Newcastle is going to be my prediction for that game on Sunday. Right, guys. So that is it. That is all my Premier predictions. Let me go through them one more time. So Saturday's games, I've gone for a 2-0 Liverpool win against Crystal Palace. Then the next one, I've gone for a 3-1 Brighton win against Burnley at the Amex Stadium. Then I've gone for a slightly 2-1 Man United win against Bournemouth at Old Trafford. Then I've gone for a convincing 2-0 Brentford win against Sheffield United in South Yorkshire. Then the Midlands Derby, I've gone for Wolves 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest. Then lastly, a really good game to watch is also against Villa. And I'm gonna go and I'm going for a goodness 2-1 win against Villa, against their former manager Una Emery. I believe also will end Villa's home record like they did last season. So there we go. So those are Saturday's games. On Sunday's games, I've gone for an Everton 1-0 win against Chelsea. I've gone for a West Ham 2-1 win against Fulham in a London derby at Craven Cottage in West London. Then I've gone for Man City 2-1 win against Luton Town at Kenilworth Road. And last and not least, I've gone for a 2-1 Newcastle United win against Tottenham Hotspur at White Hart Lane in North London. So that is it, guys. That is all my Premier predictions for game week number 16. So yes, as I said, this is your first ever live Premier League predictions ever on my YouTube channel, because normally you guys see me creating videos about it, but I decided to go live so that I can get so that you guys can let me know if you want this to continue, or do you want me to create videos when it comes to Premier League predictions. Let me know in the comments down below. But I thought to myself, I see my friends go live when they're doing the predictions, so this is my first one. And guess what? By next season, I'm going to be doing live Premier Predictions on every single one. So make sure you guys don't miss any of that one. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But this is my first one, and that's only going to be it. If I haven't got anything else to do, then I'm going to do another one. But I'm still going to be continuing making videos of Premier predictions. So don't get too excited that this is the first live stream of it, and I'm going to, let it continue. But I don't think that's going to happen. So there we go. But this is the first one, and I hope you guys enjoyed the live Premier predictions. And if you do, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you're new, the subscribe button below, hit the bell notification so I never miss any of my YouTube content. Make sure to hit the share button so that everyone can give your so that you guys can give your predictions in the comments down below, and let everyone know what's your predictions as well. And make sure you hit the share button. I did say yeah. So if you guys can do all those things, like, share, subscribe, then that would be absolutely great. And don't forget, tomorrow I'll be doing a match preview for Everton versus Chelsea. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that game at all whatsoever. But yes, guys, got to end it there. Excuse me. Have a great weekend. I catch you guys again. Thank you so much. Big up your dancers. And as always, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll catch you guys again very, very soon. In a bit, people. Peace. Big up your damn selves. Thank you so much for watching.